Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Zestiria HD Blind with your host Dameol SC. Last time we had a very meant-to-be emotional scene with Dezel and Simone. I said a lot of things at the end of the episode. I'm not going to go on and on and on about it this time, but I will say, after I've sat here and thought about it, there's two big things that I wish they had done that would have made the scene a lot better. One, I felt like there was too much of an exposition drop. There was too much about Rose and Dezel's backstory that we were just learning right then. And two, even more so, I think Lunaire and Simone should have been a lot bigger part of the game. My big issue was that if I had gone in there and Dezel had shared his past with me and been more open, and I absolutely was with him and wanted to kill Simone, I think the revelation would have been impactful. But as it stood, there was so much about the revelation that I simply never knew, that all of a sudden, oh, it didn't happen this way. Okay, well, I never thought it did. You know, I mean, it didn't have the impact on me that it was supposed to, I feel like. But, let's move on. Mikleo, you said it helps me alone. Talk to me.
Dezel's death, his shameful acts, and the things Simone said. Perhaps they're all things the Shepherd has to accept in order to quell the Lord of Calamity.
So Dezel has to die every time there's a Shepherd?
I'm just not sure how to feel about it all.
I was thinking you should quit.
What?
Just hear me out. I used to think that when the Shepherd was getting crushed and overwhelmed by his duty or by his destiny, that it was something that you could just up and quit. Until yesterday, that is. Things are different now.
Why yesterday?
For Dezel's sake, if nothing else, I want to find the answers.
That's right. It isn't even some feeling of obligation, so much as I just want to know, in the hope that we won't make the same mistakes again. So that's why I no longer think you should quit.
Wait, what?
We definitely have to find some answers.
You said I should quit, and then you're like, I don't think you should quit anymore.
And it isn't just the Shepherd's duty either. This journey is something we, all of us, need to own.
That's true. Thank you.
There's no need for thanks. I just said how I truly feel.
Yeah, but thank you for sharing your, inner thoughts with me. I know that these two have been, buddies forever, but still, that's not something you take for granted. That's not something that just, oh, well, of course I will, share my innermost monologue with you. No, I mean, that's not necessarily a given. A given. I almost said a gimme, but that's not quite the right term. I think there's someone, up above, because there's another star there that isn't a star I can interact with. What do you guys say?
Our friend, the creepy little girl. She said she was burdened with sins.
Right. And she also said that the Shepherd must know the truth of Seraphim, who carry such sorrowful burdens.
Of those whose mere existence means human suffering. Sometimes death can be a release. If just by living, one causes terrible things to happen, then death would be.
Edna, stop right there.
I'm not talking about Dezel, you idiot.
You shouldn't be saying that about your brother either.
So what if I did? They're just words. It's probably nothing you haven't heard before anyway.
Sarai
I still don't like it. I don't want to hear it right now.
Oh. Then there's nothing to discuss.
Yeah.
I love how difficult to crack Edna
Sarai.
is. They've really kept her character well and
All I was really trying to
hard.
say is that I think Dezel was saved in a way.
But you just
I
said you
chose
weren't talking
my
about
words
Dezel.
poorly, and it was wrong of me. I apologize.
I kind of wish they hadn't added that part.
Don't mention it.
I do think, I really, really like Simone's character, what little I understand of it. I have a feeling that Simone and even, Heldolf, actually, probably come from a mindset of, humanity would be better off without... I feel like I've said this from very early on in the game, but I feel like Hellions are the opposite of Seraphim, and that if we could kill off all the Seraphim and all the Hellions, then humans would just be. And I feel like Simone kind of is like, no, Seraphim need to die and Hellions need to die. Maybe humans need to die, but it's just, I think I would respect Simone more if she wants to just leave humans to be humans, and not to be playthings at the, like, whim of Seraphs that don't control their own power, or Hellions that corrupt them. And that's a really interesting outlook from, you know, with the way the game has laid itself out. What is she doing? She is letting a small mouse run over her hands. Or she's... Can I...
Lailah, what are you doing?
Oh, this?
That's incredible! How'd you do that?
It's called origami.
Making paper
It means
crafts
she's a
like
killer.
this really takes the edge off for me. I forget about all my cares, and it's like I just enter my own little world.
I see.
Saray, you've got to stop carrying the burden all by yourself.
Wait,
I think this one's gonna be tough, even if I share the burden. I find myself wondering, was there anything else I could have done? Should we have talked it over first? I just start thinking about things.
Moments of reflection are good for the spirit, Saray, but regrets solve nothing.
I really like the last part of that.
Humans have a custom. Sometimes they send a paper boat down a river imbued with a remembrance of their lost one, so that it may reach them. Since Dezel was a Wind Seraph, I thought maybe a bird that soars through the air would be more fitting. Now, Saray, let's send it off.
Don't catch it on fire. Okay.
I'm sure it reached him. Lailah,
Yes?
thank you. But you mustn't try to carry the burden all by yourself either.
I'll be quite fine. There's no need to worry.
I'm not really sure it's
I'm
appropriate
going
for
to stay
them.
up here for a while. The wind feels comforting.
All right then. I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
I don't... It's weird that they keep
I
talking about,
too have
hey...
a ways to go.
Oh my gosh, stop talking, so I want to talk. It's weird that they keep talking about you shouldn't carry all the burden, you shouldn't carry all the burden, right after Dezel sacrificed himself. I'm like, the two of you really don't need to worry about who's carrying whose burden at this point. There's more important questions to be asked. This looks like it's blocked off. Nope, it's not. I'm wondering if there's anyone on this side. There are. So I'm gonna say we should run into quite a few people. Oh, here's the man of the hour. That seems vaguely inappropriate.
Hey, Shepard. Tell me something. How was Dezel in his last moments?
Screaming in
He
agony.
was smiling.
He actually wasn't, but
So, he was he? I guess he got his wish after all.
Zaveid, you knew Dezel, didn't you?
Sort of. There was a time my comrades and I saved him, when he was just a little rascal.
so Zaveid's obviously older.
Oh. Is that why your fighting styles are so similar?
Yep, he learned by copying me. And yet, I don't think he even remembered who I was. That fellow tossed
Interesting.
everything away, even his memories. But if something gets thrown away, you just gotta find it again. And you found it for him, didn't you?
Hey, are you trying to comfort me, Zaveid?
You bet I am. You're gonna be my all-important vessel pretty soon. Can't have you getting all malevolent on me.
Huh?
And on that note, I think I'll go talk to Lailah about that Sublord Pact.
You gotta be kidding me!
Well, I can't exterminate the Hellions all by myself anymore, can I? And besides, if I tag along with you, I can collect your debt to me whenever I like.
You can't just decide something like that!
Oops, I did. Anyway, see you tomorrow, Sheps.
That lousy...
Okay, that scene by itself made me love Zaveid. That was amazing and awesome and incredible in words. I really, really, really appreciated that. And the big reason I liked it as much as I did is because they're having the characters still act like themselves, which is
Sarai.
amazing.
Huh?
Back there, I spoke with Dezel during his last moments. And when I saw him then, I remembered something that I'd forgotten long ago. I had met him before, when I was really little. I realized he'd probably been protecting me ever since. My whole
So
life.
she finally realized.
Rose, Dezel didn't want you to know that. He said he wanted you to live believing you'd come this far by your strength alone.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he wanted. But I actually wish he'd just straight up told me, without knowing I was a jerk, self-absorbed and totally ungrateful to him.
Sorry.
From
Well, he
now
can't be
on,
mad at
you
you
gotta
for that.
tell me these things, alright?
Right. This is actually a load off my mind. I was worried you'd be, you know, devastated.
Yeah, I don't know. A whole lot of things happened all at once. And somehow it doesn't feel like I'll never see him again. And the garbage that crazy Simone chick was spouting, I think it says more about her problems than anything else.
Rose, you're my hero.
Oh, I just don't like to think too much.
I don't know. So far, I actually sort of agree with Simone.
Anyway, Sarai, you get some good rest.
I will.
I mean, if anything, Simone's just seems like another variant of Dezel. You know, because from Simone's point of view, if you think about it, you know, Simone could have been the guardian seraph. I don't know if this is true, but she could have been the guardian seraph of the prince. The prince, you know, moved in order to get the Wind Riders to join the, you know, kingdom of Roland, and then Dezel soured the pact and brought malevolence upon the prince, which in turn would have brought malevolence upon Simone, in which case Simone would see Dezel as, you know, a corrupt seraph and someone who she needed to kill. And so she's been set up this, like, really involved assassination ever since. So, from that angle, actually, Simone's actions make total sense. I don't actually know if she, you know, what her relationship with the prince was, but, you know. The other thing I have to say is that I was a little bit kind of weirded out whenever Zaveid had Dezel's hat. I thought that seemed really inappropriate. But now that I know that Zaveid actually knew Dezel since he was a little kid, and, you know, Zaveid's almost like a father figure to him, then, you know, that it does actually seem appropriate. I don't think Zaveid sees himself as a father figure, but I definitely think Dezel saw Zaveid as a father figure, although he subsequently forgot. So, who do I have left? Should be no one, actually. But I thought I saw a asterisk by the door. Is that going to be Simone? Because I've definitely talked to Zaveid, Edna, Lailah, Rose, and Mikleo. There's 2 stars left. One of them is the inn. What is the other one? Because I feel like the inn may end the scene. This other one is at the exit, or at the gate. So, I mean... Oh, I thought when I got here it might be that, Judith was going to walk through. Because I swear in, Vesperia, every bloody time you had a scene like this, if you tried to leave the city, Judith would walk in. She was like the hidden character that wasn't really hidden. Okay, that's odd. I have 2 options in order to rest. I don't know why they did that.
Morning, Sarai. Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
All
You
things
don't look
considered?
like it.
Yo, Saray!
Oh, Zavid. You're still here.
Ouch! Lailah, is he always this cold?
Well, it looks like everyone's here. Care to explain why you wish to enter the Sublord Pact?
No problemo. My goal is directly connected to the Shepherd's journey.
Your goal? Oh yeah, you said there were people you had to settle the score with.
And apparently one of them was Simone.
Right.
Although he didn't seem to want to kill her.
Older brother. And the other? Mautelis.
Mautelis of the Five Lords?
I don't know of any other
The entire
Mautelis.
Glenwood continent is supposed to be under his protection, right? Except our baby boy toddled off somewhere, and right at that exact time, the Lord of Calamity shows up.
It's Lord of Calamity of Mautelis then?
Isn't that funny?
It can't be.
I didn't think it could be either. At first.
But if Mautelis really did become a Hellion and bind with Heldolf...
We'll need to confirm that's what happened.
And the only way to do that is to approach him directly.
But if he is held off,
Maybe. But we need to be able to stand against Heldolf's domain. Or we're sunk.
And that's where I come in.
I thought we already could. I thought it was the whole point of getting the 4
You'll
blessings.
let me fill the Dezel-shaped hole in your group. Together we should be strong enough. How about it? It's in all our best interests, right?
What do you believe we should do?
Saray,
Oh, what were we talking about again?
Hey, can I have the floor?
Huh?
Hey! I thought you had good to do in the world! Keep moping and crying, and I'll chain you up so tight you can't even breathe! That's what he said. Oh, and he asked me to kick your ass a little too while I was at it. And then I told him I'd do my best out there. And so that's why I'm damn well gonna do my best out there.
Okay, this scene is actually very well done.
Why am I crying like this?
Rose.
He was really, really glad he got to travel with all of you. And I didn't even notice. But in the end, he was smiling. If only I talked with him more. Oh, forget it. I'm done.
Thank you for delivering his message to us. He was a kind watchdog up until the very end.
I'll say.
Guess you'll be okay from now on, huh, Rose?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
All right, let's go.
Hold your horses! Don't I get a pact thingy?
Oh,
You want a name?
Alrighty. So, now what do we do?
just as planned. We're heading to Glavend Basin.
since it's the place where we first met Heldolf.
Glavend Basin, huh? Here we go.
Well, first I'm gonna go rest at the inn for a bit, because I bet there's scenes after that. I guarantee.
You said you'd fill in for Dezel, right?
A man never goes back on his word. Well, unless it's with the ladies.
But can you really do it?
Oh ho ho! You doubt me, huh? Come on, you've seen what I can do.
Yeah, but only because you practically
And you weren't
forced it
using
on
the
us.
gun then. I don't know what your
Said I
normal
was
strength is
sorry.
like.
Jeez.
We get how strong you are, but what about the spiritual power of wind? You don't have to go back and get it?
Not to worry. The Shepherd takes those spiritual powers into his being. So there's nothing to worry about. Especially not with an able and handsome Wind Seraph like me.
All right then.
I won't let you down.
I'll see to it you don't.
I'm a little
Damn.
surprised. You're quite knowledgeable about spiritual powers and shepherds.
Well, he apparently knows Mount Hellas.
Well, I am a well-experienced, grown-ass man, after all. You know you can always count on me.
Somehow I'm not so sure that I can.
I mean, I know he may not actually know Mount Hellas personally, but he was apparently around whenever Mount Hellas disappeared, which was apparently a really long time ago.
I know this is real sudden, but there's something I want to ask y'all so I can fit in a little better. Tell me your weaknesses.
Why would we tell you something like that?
Hey now, that's cold, Mick boy. I'll tell
Mick
you
boy?
mine to make it fair. On days when the temperature is low, I get cold.
Yeah, because you don't wear any clothes.
Oh, I see how it is. You want something juicier? Let me tell you something. If a girl starts crying, there's nothing I won't do for her.
Didn't need to know that, thanks.
You guys are tough customers. All right, try this one on for size. I'm strong against earth, but weak against fire.
We knew that.
That's no good either. Well, then here's a juicy tidbit that'll rock your world. As far as I can tell, from the waist up, Lailah is...
This isn't even about weaknesses anymore.
Looks like you're fitting in just fine, I'd say.
From the waist up, Lailah is what? A 10? I mean, I don't know what he was going to end that sentence with.
Hey, Zavid. I want to ask you about something you mentioned.
Oh, Is this your response to my love confession?
You never made
Don't
one.
try and weasel your way out of this. You said there was something you had to settle with my brother.
That's all there is to it, really. There's just something between us we need to settle.
And that something is?
I told him, please let me marry your little sister, and he punched me.
Don't lie.
Oh, come on, he'd totally do something like that.
Fine. Don't tell me then.
No wonder he's worried about her all the time.
So what's this really about?
Did Edna's brother ask a favor from you or something like that?
Who wants to know?
Does
They
it
do.
have something to do with the oath?
Nah, it's not that big of a deal. But even so, a promise between men is just as sacred.
Interesting.
It all might be too much for mere humans to bear.
I shouldn't have taken them along. Oh, it's so useless to say that now.
They could have stayed home in their rooms if they didn't want to deal with it. They went out of their own accord.
Yeah, and I don't think either of them expect or want anyone to take responsibility for their being dragged into this.
Both of them seem so used to living with the Seraphim. Wonder if they were always like this.
Saray and I were raised together ever since we were just babies.
Yes, Ray, yes,
There
Rose,
was a time
no.
when you were a baby?
That's rude.
My bad, my bad. I'm sure you were a sweet, well-behaved little guy back in your day.
Too bad I'm not like that anymore, huh?
Poor Edna, she's the only Seraph without white hair.
You know, there's something I've been wondering.
Man, there's a lot of these.
What?
You're an Earth Seraph, right? So why do you use an umbrella for a weapon? Isn't that more like a water element?
No, an umbrella stops
I guess
water.
I can tell you. Ready to have your mind blown? I'm using it precisely because I'm an Earth Seraph.
Huh?
You know about the dominant relationships among the elements. Earth, water, fire, and wind, right? Earth is stronger than water. Meaning that especially when using seraphic arts, you can increase your mana output by using the subordinate element as a catalyst.
What?
Just to let you know, Lailah has been using wind-imbued paper, and Dezel's pendulum has been using earth and minerals as their catalysts. The staff that you've been using is fundamentally an earth element. You'd have to be a complete idiot for using something like that as a water seraph. Is what I'd like to say, but I'll hold back.
But you did just say it.
Well, if you've been using it as a way to train yourself, or a way to incorporate physical attacks on top of seraphic arts, then you're not doing it completely
That's
wrong.
actually a really... Because that is what
The
Mythlo
longer
does.
you live, the easier it is for you to choose to do what takes the least amount of effort. But if you really aren't satisfied and want to grow stronger, then you're just going to have to do things the hard way, if you want to go beyond whatever ability you were born with.
That is a surprisingly
Anyways,
nice
you've been
thing for her to
using your
say.
staff without knowing what it's for. Good job, dummy.
Alright, well, yeah, there were a lot of those, but hey, there needed to be. That's why I was like, let me go back and discuss things.
Why do you kill the Hellions?
Well, hell's bells. Not one to mince words now, are you?
Why is
Not
the...
the sort of thing you need to beat around the bush about.
Fair
It's
enough.
funny the assassin's here for the why do you
Plain
kill
and simple,
conversation.
It's just my style.
You mean killing?
If I gotta.
There are some out there who can't be purified.
Yeah. There are Hellions who can't go back to their original form.
But even so, Saray promised he'd find a way to bring them back. With Edna.
How shepherdly of him. Well, if he can't find a way, then he needs to take responsibility. As long as he does that, it's fine.
Taking responsibility. To kill, you mean?
Taking responsibility for taking a
not
life.
Exactly. Meaning he needs to find his own answer. That was pretty wise of me, right?
Man, I'm sorry. I just feel like half the episode is going to be these scenes, but they're interesting scenes, and I want to see them. Feed me more steak. I am the shepherd.
They love me not. They love me, they love me not. They love me.
What is it you're trying to find out?
You know how I joined halfway, and like, after I did a bunch of not-so-nice stuff to you guys? I kinda wonder if everyone hates me.
I only did it 3
Well,
times.
What did you find out?
Well, it looks like... yeah, everyone pretty much hates me.
Oh, come now. Saray and the others aren't like that.
Lailah didn't
Yeah,
exclude
he
herself.
is the shepherd and all. Not to mention kind of a goody two-shoes. So maybe it's kind of meaningful that a guy like me tags along. Even if I'm not exactly welcomed.
Then I'll do a little reading myself to see if you're truly welcome among us.
A paper flower? That means there's only one petal.
Zavid is our... friend, it says.
It's just some dumb fortune.
Maybe, but my fortunes are never wrong.
That is not true at all. Although I do kind of wish there was a section of this game where Zavid was with us, but not really trusted yet.
Hey, Mr. Shepherd, where's Lailah and the others?
They went to the sauna to relax.
Oh, snap! Saray, let's set up the sauna!
Maybe later.
Come on, don't be such a buzzkill! We men need to be open and comfortable about things like this. You know, a naked relationship.
Well, you are always half naked, Zavid.
I may look like an exhibitionist when it comes to my body, but the door to my heart is always closed. That's why I wanted to take this time to bond with you. You know, like, as an accomplice.
Don't tell me you're going to read the wind to snoop around the girls' sauna.
Oh, you're pretty sharp after all, you no-good shepherd, you.
I don't think this is a good idea. Someone's definitely going to notice.
I don't want to grow up to be the kind of guy who views everything as a win-or-lose situation.
But you already grown up, and you already do.
Sweat, the flushed red cheeks. There is a healthy, sublime beauty in this closed space.
I did not think Zavid would be a pervert.
Saray, let's go hunting for babes.
That sure was therapeutic. Why don't you guys step in as well?
You mean like this?
That's not the kind of babe hunting I'm talking about!
Huh?
I mean, granted, I don't know if pervert's the right word, because he's certainly not as bad as a lot of the other games I've played. But I guess of all of them, it does make sense that Zavid would be the most of. And even then, I don't think he's really out to, you know. It's weird. Did you have a lot of, you know, guys trying to peek on girls' scenes in games? I don't know. Zavid seems different.
Zavid, I have a favor to ask of you.
What is it? I like that look on your face.
Please, put some clothes on. It's just not right.
I wish I could, Toots, but it's part of my oath.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's the reason I've been traveling alone.
It's not like you're the only one who's got an oath to follow, you know?
You have one too, Edna?
Yeah, to prevent my brother from leaving the mountains. I eat peanuts every day, an amount equal to my age.
Holy
I
crap.
need to get a tan to shed a layer of skin at least once a month.
Oh, I remember Dezel saying something about an oath he had to keep his teeth all jaggedly sharp.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Look who's talking.
But that's what the oath of the Seraphim is like, isn't it?
Yes. We must keep the truth in our hearts. That's the nature of the oath.
Mikleo needs an oath. And not just like an oath to be awesome, because he's already fulfilled that one. Okay. And we ran out of scenes. Wow, that literally did take the rest of the episode, because we are at 30 minutes now. Okay, actually not quite. I was 2 seconds early. I just got tired of saying But I will see you guys next time when we will head back out to the game. Sorry that this episode was just exposition and reaction and stuff, but you know what? Hey, there was a lot of it. There was a lot of talking to people and seeing what people thought. And a lot of kind of weird reactions, I've got to say. They were surprisingly not really talking about Dezel all that much. But yeah, I mentioned this in the scene. I've got to say, as much as I was ready to not feel anything about, you know, the reactions to Dezel dying, because I do feel very strongly that a lot, you know, Dezel's death wasn't actually necessary. It was just sort of narratively imposed. I do have to say the scene with Rose was, I actually did feel something from that, and I was like, you know what, that's when you know that you're watching something that is put together with a lot of quality, because even though I sort of rejected the narrative that led to it, I could still respect the emotion and the power of the words and the situation they set up. So, I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for tuning in.